Hey you, so on this video, the ultimate goal for my stack, I'm just going to be going over a few things of the evolution of my whole stacking experience and where I am right now and where I ultimately want to have my stack come that time. So this isn't an exit strategy, it's more what I'm going to be or what I'm going to have come time to exit. So what coins I'm going to have when I cross the line with, and just go over which ones I'm going to continue to pick up, not pick up. I wouldn't say pick up, I'd say more change of strategy. Whereas once upon a time, I could have had a coin, for instance, or picked up a set. I'm displaying a whole load of gold pieces here and some silver, just for examples of sets or coins I may continue to not pick up. But I could have picked up a coin, for instance, and if it hadn't have performed as well as I'd wanted it to, the usual thing we all say is just, we'll see how it goes with time, and that's all you can really say when a coin hasn't gone on to do as great as you wanted it to within a certain time frame. And it's a common phrase we all say, let's just see how it works out over time, and that's on the belief or hope that a flood of new investors would come in and just want to start loading up on that coin to backdate. But whereas a lot of the times in a lot of my trades and a lot of the coins I picked up, I ended up saying that I was ultimately able to trade out, they was all purchased in early 2016 or 2015. That was on a much favorable lower spot price for me. And we're talking about the high premium stuff, a lot of the stuff you've seen me doing trades with. So just them being picked up off of that strength alone was a touch for me, a real lucky touch. So when I was able to go on and do these trades, if I was taking a loss, it wasn't that bad because of the increase in spot. And if I was breaking even, it was great. And if I did take a loss, it was real minimal. It was outshadowed by the gains I'd made. Even when looking at something like the 5-ounce Noah's Ark coin that I had, the 5 kg coins that I owned, they was purchased on such a low spot that come the time to sell them, they was technically just bullion coins. They were low premium, but as the date changed on those coins, when I went on to sell them, they was able to sell for the weight, and that was an increase in spot, and also the maturity of the age. So that was just a real benefit and a touch. But moving forward, I don't want to have to fall back on that choice or saying, well, hopefully we'll see how it goes in time. So it's just what's really changed in my mindset as with the set I just displayed here. I have no intentions of crossing the finishing line when that time comes. I know what my exit plan is, as I've just mentioned. This isn't going to be an exit plan video. It's more of what I'm going to be crossing the line with. So pieces like this. So I'll break into more what's changed. What's changed is when we're looking at these kind of pieces now. Well, let me get something more in tune or direct. For me, crossing the finishing line or coming to the end, or when I get to a certain point where I take a step back and look at my stack and think, how's it going, or how do I feel? I won't want to be holding no pieces like this. And this is high premium silver. This is the proof Cougar, and I'm displaying here. Just I have no problems purchasing them if I see an opportunity, if I like it and I think I can flip it sooner than later, sooner, I will purchase it. And I mean, if I see an opportunity is the main big thing here. But if going towards the finishing line and ending, I don't want to have no high premium silver at all. High premium is the proof stuff, or just the stuff that we're paying a lot more money for over normal bullion silver. As we all know, I'm big on silver. I have a fantastically large foundation pile of silver. But come the end of the road, when it's time to sell or come exit, I don't want to have no high premium silver whatsoever. That's changed in that all of my high premium stuff I'm going to want to sell sooner than later. I don't mind how long it takes or how long we've got from here. But whereas, as I'll display in a moment, some of my other stuff I would have had no problems holding on to for the long term, the mindset with me now is anything high premium silver. And that's purely going to be because of, the big bad milk monster. And there's nothing we can do. But, if you're holding on to something for very long, especially if it's doing well, take this piece, for instance, looking as fantastic as it is, and 2-3 years down the line now, I don't know what this piece here is sold for up to £350 sterling, so I don't know, give or take $450, whatever that is, and it just gets a massive milk spot. As we all know, it's just flush that down the toilet. We never know. As I've mentioned before, I've seen people display Luna 1 extremely rare proof coins, and if it's the only option, it's the only option. So I don't believe it's an absolute, doomed scenario for the coin should it develop a spot. It is going to play on the coin, and like I mentioned, it's in this case that we're in nowadays, I don't think there's no modern coin that somebody's going to want that much where they're going to put up with a big massive pop shot on the coin. So with that in mind, I just don't want to take that risk. The risk is not worth taking. It's definitely worth taking if I'm picking up the coin now and it's a ticking time bomb until it changes hands to the next owner. We never know. Some coins get it, some coins don't. But for me, as I know a lot more now than I did when I first got in, it's not a risk I want to keep on taking or carry with me into the end of the road. So with all of the high premium stuff, and I mean everything is intended to be sold and for a profit and then flipped onto more bullion in the first place, but there are going to be some gold pieces I'm going to be displaying that high premium that I wouldn't mind crossing the finishing line with. So when we're talking about gold pieces, also that's one change I'm going to be doing. But when we're looking at some gold pieces, some examples of pieces, I'll show this piece again, is this set I'm going to want to sell. It's a high premium set. It is my mindset of when I picked that up to now, it's totally changed. So this is another set. Some find this fantastically liquid, some don't. For me, it's a stunning set. You can't deny it's a Libertad 5 coin set, but I'm going to want to be selling this a lot sooner than later also, to have that flip on to maybe some more weight when we're talking my high premium stuff. Now when we're looking at this gold piece, and now this is me just displaying the gold pieces that I'm going to have no problems finishing or crossing the line with. Something like this, when we're looking at the sovereign set or the sovereign high premium set, is a high premium set I wouldn't mind going the long distance with. So if I don't never get the price I want, I'll have no problem maybe just keeping these in my ultimate forever, until the price comes. We are all potential lottery winners in waiting should we see a massive jump in spot price and silver and gold, and it holds for the long term. So this may be something we don't need to worry about. It's also something that many may be dependent on, but I like to plan in advance. Fail to plan to fail. I don't know what's going to happen. That definitely could be a possibility, and all of this high premium, not high premium, so could just be one big waste of time. But working on the current situation we've got right now, this is the game plan. So the two pieces I've just shown here are gold pieces that I intend to do what the game plan is. Even when we're looking at something like this stunning piece here, the 2-ounce Dragon Phoenix high relief coin, gold coin. With this also, it's going to be sold on. I wouldn't want to cross the finishing line with this piece here. It's just more, should we run into a situation, I want my gold pieces and my silver pieces to be as liquid as possible. And I think that's the main ultimate goal here. Where we're talking high premium, this would be a piece I'd have no problem holding on to, once again, just for where I'm located. And the piece is, now this is the Prideful Sovereign piece that's just recently come out. I'd have no problem holding on to this for the very long term and feel extremely comfortable. It being gold also is a worry I wouldn't need to worry about. And then here's another piece, it being gold once again, a strong enough piece, whereas I feel it's the first Luna series. I'd have no problem holding on to these for the very long term. Whereas, so if you're looking at the pieces that I'm going to hold for the long term and not, it'd be pieces like this. This has just come off my trial and errors from picking coins, selling and trading coins, and just seeing and getting a real feel of what's currently going on at the moment. The pieces here that I'm showing right now, from the Libertad set to the Dragon Phoenix and the Gold Luna, even though all gold and high premium gold, I'd want to sell these as soon as possible and maybe put them into more foundation gold. Whereas these pieces, these more exquisite pieces to me, just from where I'm located and what I feel, I feel I'd have no problem, and I do have no problem holding on to these pieces for the longer. So as mentioned, you know, maybe we're all going to be lottery winners, maybe we ain't, but for me, I want my stack to be as liquid as possible, the high and the low premium. For me, the low premium pieces can be my foundation silver. I just still need to pick the right pieces. Not all foundations as liquid as the next piece, you know. As I've mentioned before, I don't think all pieces are the same. Pieces like this are our 50-50. We're talking low premium coins, but as I gave an example with the art coins, that can be sold at a later date for a higher premium. So I'll have no problems holding on to these pieces here. So the 2-ounce gold lunar coins I was able to pick up in 2017 at fantastic prices, damn near issue prices, when these were both released in 2010 and 2012. I also got this piece at a great price, but this will once again be liquidated for the best opportunity when the time pops up. Picked up at a very low price, it's still going to be very liquid, so it could stay until the right pieces come along. But when we're talking more high premium pieces, especially with the gold, I'm going to want it ultimately at the end to be as liquid as possible. So the ultimate goal is to make my stack as liquid as possible come time for my exit strategy, which I do have in place. So whether it's going to be high premium or low premium, I've learned just through the experiences from all of my previous trades and likes of not all high premiums the same, not all low premiums the same. So you just really need to go through your own trial and error. But I will say, if you're depending on the we'll see how it goes later down the road, or hopefully it will just pick itself up. If you don't create that we'll see or hopefully situation, you may get stuck in the mud when that time comes. So it'll be fantastic to know where you guys' stack, or how you want your stack to ultimately look come the end time, come time for your exit plan, and what intentions and plans you have moving forward. So it'll be great if you leave your thoughts in the comments. Hate or love, it'll be fantastic to know what you think of this video. Don't forget to come and follow me on the other platforms that I've left in the description. Go ahead and subscribe if you ain't done so already, and I'll catch you guys in the rebound.